Is the boss more valuable than lots of mobs for loot? Depends what you need. I would say bosses are good for the end game, yeah. Because bosses do drop a lot of good materials, but killing ads in Pestilence is good. But the bosses, if you juice them up a bit, get really, really good. Echo Knight guarantees a legendary, so if you're looking for legendaries, obviously, you know, go for him. I think tier 2 Pestilence guarantees it as well. Every time I've done a tier 2, I've had a legendary, so this is where my build gets really strong. If I get one kill, my guy just goes into a rampage, just destroys everything. No worries, all good. Last room, and then the Echo Knight is the next enemy. I'll be playing this weekend as well. It's getting late here in the United Kingdom, but I'll be playing this weekend as well. 2 long streams coming up, Saturday, Sunday, so I really want to max this build and get it, you know, perfected. It's not far off, and then I'll start the Assassin build and the Harry Potter build very soon. I'll do a build video on this. I'll probably do it on live on stream tomorrow, maybe. Build video. I'll do like a Pestilence run and then talk through at the end, something like that. I don't upload a lot to YouTube, I just do the videos now and again for this game. On builds and stuff, sometimes talk about stuff, but this is on my the new YouTube, not my Call of Duty one. But yeah, the builds I've got on there right now are a bit outdated, so I do need to definitely add this one. How the hell do I kill this guy then? On that platform? Oh. Well, I just do that, I guess. So that was last question. It's all good. I don't mind people asking questions, by the way. It's all good. Happy to answer them. I've played this game a lot, and I know a lot of people still just sort of getting through the story, so it's all good, man. Want to make a completely different build? Do I farm embers to respec or just new character? I think embers are probably the best thing to farm in the game. So you're never wasting your time farming them, because you could get the gear I've got, because of the way the game's designed. You could have the same build as me without even doing any of the end game. The only difference is the power level won't be the same. Right, this is a tough fight, give me 1 sec. I need to get down here so I can't get knocked off. Is there one more? For God's sake, these maps have been terrible for me. Where is this last one? There's no marker for it. Interesting. Does that answer it, Bald? Bald Tog, sorry. I don't know if that answers it. What did I say? Ah, sorry, yeah, I get what you're saying. If I was you, I don't think it matters, because it doesn't matter if you're level 1 or level 30 to farm the starting area. That's all I do. I just found the Auburn, do you know the Auburn Glaives, is it called, and the section next to it. I just found the chests in those areas repeatedly. So it doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. Is it me or is Finley's wares more expensive than before? Are they? You mean before? Oh yeah, sorry. They're more expensive than last year, Red Star. Yeah. Than before this patch, for sure. I don't have damage surge. Bit of a problem. Just means this start part is going to be harder. Best believe I'm going to juice myself out here. No messing about. And what do I want? I want extra stuff. Increases stamina. I need increases health, probably. Let's have that. Then I won't use any more insane food. Use that one. Actually, it's going to use a bit of that up in it. let's do this. Let's guarantee the kill if I can. I do have a revive on me, but I don't think my damage is crazy until I get rune damage. What I need to do is try and get my damage surge off when I can. I do it over here. Try and build this back up again. Bloody hell. He's got a lot of health. I've not really got good damage boosts, have I? I'm quite tanky, so that does help. It's going to be a long fight, this one. Let's do another heal here, I think. I'm not going to waste a heal on that. Let's do another damage surge quick. What a prick this guy is. Just healed in time. Luckily I've done this fight enough to know some of the timings, but that burst damage at the end, holy crap. So to go through the stats and the gear on this build, I will show you the gear first. And this is the weapon I'm using here as my main weapon. Drive Break is a really good rune, it only costs 15, you can see it in that kill there on the 2 knights, it's really strong. And I've kind of set this up as a bit of a way to deal with multiple enemies at once. So I'm running the Plague Damage Infusion because there are a few benefits to it, and I also just like the style of it as well. The main thing is it stops enemies healing, some of them do heal, not many of them. I believe it also helps with stagger as well, which is quite important for this build, to get a bit of extra stagger. And I think there's other benefits as well, but yeah, just using it as a damage amplifier. The damage increased by 40% after fatality, so you need to use a rune attack. So Drive Break triggers this, and so if I kill an enemy with it, I get 40% damage for 20 seconds, which is incredible. Paired with damage surge, I do ridiculous damage. If I can get those two off, it's really, really good. The reason I run that is because I think sometimes the claws struggle against multiple enemies a bit. Especially if there's like a witch there, which is probably the biggest counter to me, the witches. So I just like this just so I can go around and one-hit everybody, and it plays a bit like the Wolverine in Marvel Rivals. So I just kind of named this Wolverine build, obviously with the claws and stuff, and try to make it play like that. So the more enemies there are, the more powerful my character kind of becomes, really, which I kind of like that style. Because it's really good against bosses, this is. The healing's really important, it stacks with other pieces obviously. But I wanted to go into depth on this because it's important. Blink is very nice and heal aura as well, quality of life stuff. But I've gone with 4 times focus regenerating combat as well. So you got 2 here because you can roll it on blue helmet. 1 here, so that's 4 total, and it's noticeable. What you've got to think about is you're always in fights in the Crucible constantly. So this is always ticking the whole time I'm playing, and it all adds up. You need, for this build, focus is really key. I'll talk about that in a sec. Indestructible, unrepairable is something people in my stream have been asking about. They go together, and if you put them together, you can get obviously no negative basically, because the indestructible cancels out the fact you don't need to repair it. So that sorts that. But you also get these durability bonuses maxed out. So I always get 10% damage taken decreased, and always get 19% increased focus gain. Same here, I always also permanently get those as well. So super good to get on those, and I've also got it on my weapon as well, so that the durability of the healing and the stamina recovery stay. Stamina recovery is really important as well. I've got stamina here based on my max focus, I've got stamina here, I've also got the stamina ring, which is probably the best ring in the game for melee builds, I think. Draining health in combat does nothing. There's something up with regenerate health, by the way, gems. They don't do anything. Don't get regenerate health and draining health. If you have 2 or 3, you notice it, but with 1, it does nothing. Literally does nothing. So, yeah, and then on the chest, I'm running healing, focus again. Healing's really good. Max life, armor. I've got double armor rolls here to boost the armor. Max life, 15%. Good mix. And then here I've got physical damage 25%. There's a few options in this section, but 25% is huge to turn down. You've got to take that as a melee build. But that covers the gear. You know, I'll quickly scan over it. Don't want to go through it too much. I wanted to do a bit more in depth with, with this explanation because things have changed a lot from my old builds. If you look at my old builds, the assassin build I did, that is still viable, but I'm going to redo that starting this weekend on the stream. And I'll go through that a bit, but things have changed a bit, so I wanted to go through a bit more depth there. This ring, no brainer, probably the second joint best ring in the game with this one. Super good for the max focus benefit and focus gain, really good. I run this personal preference, but I like to be able to move quicker. I'm in the medium range, so I feel like I've still got light armor because I'm quite quick, which does help a bit with the dodge roll. But the most important thing is, I didn't know this until recently, but attack speed as well is benefited from this ring, so you get 15% attack speed, which with this build is really important. My stats, heavily into dex, focus pretty good amount as well, but with those focus boosts I've got 80% focus gain, 3, 4, 5 focus points is crazy, like I get it back really well. Just enough quick flow to get into the weight class I want. What I've done is I've ran 2 mesh, 1 cloth and 1 leather, which allows me to, yes, drop a bit of the armor, but these are all 15, 16 now, so my armor is crazy good. 56%, it's really hard to get it higher than that. So I think I've perfectly balanced it here. 2 mesh, 1 leather, 1 cloth, I think that's the perfect balance. To get a decent amount of armor without diminishing returns, because there are diminishing returns with armor. So, if I get 1.2k armor, I might get to like 59% armor, but it's not worth it for the investment, so you've got to find that sweet spot, and I think this is pretty good. My plague resist is crazy high, which is obviously really nice for the Echo Knight run. But yeah, this is my preference. I've gone heavily into damage because I've balanced out my other stats well, and everything's pretty much exalted now. I've just got to do these gloves, so there will be a bit of boost in resist and armor to come as well. Nothing major. I also run this sword as a backup because I really like these animations. I'm going to do a build for this separately at some point. But yeah, I use this as a backup because it's a good way to poke the witches out, and the bow is also really good as well. But this is a really good sword to run as a backup tortured blade, personally I think, because it uses dex as well, so full scale, 192 damage, and it's got really nice moveset as well, which I enjoy. But that gives you an idea of the gear, gives you an idea of the stats. I think that covers everything. You could go into the fast range and be a bit weaker, but I think with this build you've got decent tankiness, good health, but crazy focus points. The stamina is really high as well, 101 points. So you want to be able to spam your attacks really, as much as you can. But you'll see that in the video. I burst down the Echo Knight pretty well. But again, you're not the super tankiest, but you're pretty tanky actually on this. So with this build, it's going to be a bit tankier than the assassin build, which I'm going to do. I'm going to redo it, and with that I'm going to do it in the fast range. But with this, you're a bit more in the action constantly because of the animation, so you've got to bear that in mind. You're going to get hit sometimes, but you do really good sustained damage. If you're constantly in the fight, you can just burst down bosses really quick with this build. And yeah, feel free to change this damage increase by 40% top line. Change it to large enemies, possibly better. I just like this as a quality of life when I'm clearing out pestilence zones. I just go around one hitting stuff sometimes, which is really fun. And blink as well, don't need blink, but I like using it. Heal aura, probably a must if you want to save on food. But that's a quick rundown. Actually took quite a while to explain that, but for the first build video since the update, I wanted to go to a bit more depth in this one. Give you an idea of how I think. I do like making melee builds, but I will look at some others in the future. But yeah, feel free to drop any comments, any thoughts on it, any builds you're running. It'd be great to see you on my stream. I will be streaming most days really. Usually nighttime, midweek, like 7 PM UK, and weekends trying to do long streams. So it'd be good to see you there. The link is below. And yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.